Coming up on 5 Minute News. US government agencies secure their networks after huge hack. Biden clears 270 vote mark just as Attorney General resigns. And Russian hit squad poisoned Alexei Navalny, report says. It's Tuesday, December 15. I'm Anthony Davis. US government agencies and private companies rushed on Monday to secure their computer networks following the disclosure of a sophisticated and long-running cyber espionage intrusion that experts said almost certainly was carried out by a foreign state. It was not clear who was responsible for the intrusion, though it was reportedly conducted by Russia, and the extent of the damage is not yet known. The potential threat was significant enough that the Department of Homeland Security's Cybersecurity Unit directed all federal agencies to remove compromised network management software, and thousands of companies were expected to do the same. The campaign came to light when a prominent cybersecurity firm, FireEye, learned it had been breached. FireEye would not say who it suspected, though many experts quickly suspected Russia given the level of skill involved, and alerted that foreign governments and major corporations were also compromised. US authorities acknowledged that federal agencies were part of the breach on Sunday. The Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency said that the widely used network software SolarWinds had been compromised and should be removed from any system using it. The national cybersecurity agencies of Britain and Ireland issued similar alerts. SolarWinds is used by hundreds of thousands of organizations around the world, including most Fortune 500 companies and multiple US federal agencies. The perpetrators were able to embed malware in a security update issued by the company based in Austin, Texas. The Washington Post said the attack was carried out by Russian government hackers who go by the nicknames APT-29 or Cozy Bear and are part of that nation's foreign intelligence service. Federal agencies have long been attractive targets for foreign hackers looking to gain insight into American government personnel and policymaking. The Electoral College gave Joe Biden a solid majority of votes yesterday, confirming his victory in last month's election in state-by-state voting that took on added importance this year because of President Donald Trump's refusal to concede his loss. California's 55 electoral votes put Biden over the top, clearing the 270 vote mark that affirmed he will be the nation's next president. Heightened security was in place in some states as electors met on the day established by federal law. Electors cast paper ballots in gatherings that took place in the 50 states and the District of Columbia, with masks, social distancing and other virus precautions the order of the day. There was little suspense and no change as all the electoral votes allocated to Biden and Trump in last month's popular vote went to each man. Biden had 306 to 232 for Trump. Biden also topped Trump by more than 7 million in the popular vote nationwide. In this battle for the soul of America, democracy prevailed, Biden said in an evening speech. We the people voted. Faith in our institutions held. The integrity of our elections remains intact. And so now is the time to turn the page, to unite, to heal. But there was no concession from the White House, where Donald Trump has continued to make unsupported allegations of fraud. Trump remained in the Oval Office long after the sun set in Washington, calling allies and fellow Republicans while keeping track of the running Electoral College tally, complaining that the cable networks were treating it like a mini-election night while not giving his challenges any airtime. Meanwhile, at the precise moment the Biden's Electoral College majority was announced, Attorney General William Barr, one of Donald Trump's staunchest allies, resigned amid lingering tension over the president's baseless claims of election fraud and the investigation into President-elect Joe Biden's son. Barr went to the White House, where Trump said the Attorney General submitted his letter of resignation. Trump has publicly expressed his anger earlier this month that the Justice Department had found no widespread fraud that would change the outcome of the election. Trump has also been angry that the Justice Department did not publicly announce it was investigating Hunter Biden ahead of the election, despite department policy against such a pronouncement. Barr's resignation leaves Trump without a critical ally as he winds down his final weeks in office, and it throws into question open Justice Department investigations, especially the probe into Hunter Biden's taxes. An undercover hit squad working for Russia's FSB spy agency poisoned the opposition activist Alexei Navalny in August after shadowing him on multiple previous trips, the investigative website Bellingcat has claimed. Citing voluminous telecoms and travel data, Bellingcat reported that the squad had secretly tracked Navalny since 2017. The FSB surveillance team followed him to more than 30 destinations on overlapping flights, Bellingcat said. It may have first tried to poison him in July this year, when Navalny travelled to Kaliningrad for a romantic break with his wife. During the trip, she felt abruptly unwell, sat down at a beachside cafe, and managed to stagger with difficulty back to her hotel. By the next morning, she had recovered. A month later, Navalny flew to Siberia as part of his campaign to get voters to back anti-Kremlin candidates in Duma elections. He collapsed on a flight from Tomsk to Moscow. The plane made an emergency landing in Omsk, where Navalny was treated in hospital before being taken to Germany. German doctors confirmed Navalny had been poisoned with Novichok. The Navalny plot was carried out by the FSB, Bellingcat claimed, a view shared by Western governments and agencies. Citing telecoms and travel records, Bellingcat said it believed the August poisoning had been approved at the highest echelons of the Kremlin. Navalny said he now understood Putin's alleged motive. The FSB's surveillance operation began when Navalny announced he would stand against Putin in presidential elections. Now we have the villain, the reason, murderers, and the murder weapon, he declared. You can subscribe to 5-Minute News on YouTube with your preferred podcast app. Ask your smart speaker or enable 5-Minute News as your Amazon Alexa flash briefing skill. Subscribe, rate, and review online at 5minute.news. 5-Minute News is an Evergreen podcast covering politics, inequality, health, and climate, delivering independent, unbiased, and essential world news daily.